Hey everyone, welcome back to Watch and Carry. So today's a pretty exciting day. I just got my OneWheel Pint in the mail. I just got home from work and the UPS guy was just about to pull away from my house because I needed to sign for the package. Luckily, he's also a good friend, so he saw my car and pulled over and I signed for it. So I got it. So what we're going to be doing today is just a really brief overview of what's in the box, and then I wanted to start off first with how I went about ordering the OneWheel Pint. So, when it came to me deciding what to get, I went with the OneWheel Pint because for me it just fit my budget and it fit my needs. I would like to travel on the airplane with this, and because of the battery watt hour restrictions, you cannot do that with the OneWheel XR. So I decided to go with the Pint. In terms of ordering, I really wasn't quite sure. I said, man, it would be really nice if I could just try it out and then decide to keep it afterward. So I came across this company when watching one of Jimmy Chang, who's a pretty well-known YouTuber for his OneWheel Pint videos. He had an episode where him and his family had rented a OneWheel XR on their family vacation somewhere. And this is the company that he used. So this is the website. The company is called SUPRents, so SUPRents, and I'll zoom in here for you. And so what the company specializes in doing is renting out recreational equipment either from, it looks like they have a physical store, or from their website, in which case you order it and then they deliver it to you for free, and they provide you with a prepaid shipping label to return it back at the end of your rental period. So the way the website goes is you can click for two options on how to rent your recreational equipment. So for me, they have pints and they have XRs. I wanted the pint. You have two options. You can do a rent now. And when you choose the rent now, they give you several options in terms of what to rent. So we're choosing a pint. Do you want to rent from the store or do you want to rent from their website and have it shipped to you? And then you choose either the XR or you choose the pint. And then they have several specs here about what you're renting, what's your rental length period. So you can go anywhere from, it looks like 3 days, zoom in for you here, anywhere from about 3 days to about 7-day rentals. And they show you the associated fees there as well. So I won't go too much into that. You can browse that for yourself. The second option you can do instead of renting now is the demo purchase OneWheel program. And basically what that means is you pay the full price of the board up front. So in this case, the pint is $950. And then you have it for a certain rental period, depending on how long you choose. So for me, I chose the pint. So pint demo program. Okay. And you can choose whether you want to do a 3-day rental, 5, 7, or 10, which is pretty normal. You choose some other stuff here. You choose whether or not you want to rent a used or a new pint, and then you add it to the cart. And overall, it cost me $950 to get this shipped to my door. With taxes included. So of that $950, I chose a 3-day rental. A 3-day rental costs $180. So of that $950, $180 of that is going towards my 3-day rental. If at the end of 3 days I decide to keep it, what SUPRents does is they just keep the remainder of that $950, which was essentially a deposit. If I decide to return it, let's say I try this out for the next 3 days and I just absolutely hate it, then all I'm out is $180, and I still have a prepaid shipping label to return it back to them. So really, really convenient way to, it's a big purchase whether you're buying an XR or a pint. It's still a lot of money, so it's really nice to have that ability to essentially take it on a long test drive and figure out for yourself in the comfort of your own neighborhood whether or not this is something for you. On top of that, their customer service is really, really good. So I've been talking with Scott from SUPRents and through email. And I'm not even kidding. Literally within a few minutes of me asking, hey, can I get this color? How does the program work? I got an email back. He even emailed me a way to sign up to get a promo code off of my sale. So just really, really good customer service, which I appreciate. All right, so today we'll just do an unboxing. I'm also going to take some measurements. I haven't found too many videos online that cover the measurements aside from the length of the board, which you can find on OneWheel's website. So let's go ahead and get started. So this box that you're going to be getting in the mail, the outside box is about 14 inches wide, 31 inches long, and it's about 1 foot tall. All right, it's a pretty big box. All right, let's get this tape opened up. Okay, so that's how it looks on the inside there. So you have that outer box, and then it looks like you have this inside box. There's a few packing corners here to keep that secure. All right, so that's kind of nice. I actually have to ship out my old header on my car, so that's great. I don't have to spend on any shipping equipment. All right, let's flip this over. All right, so you got that pint box. And then on the inside there, nothing too much. So let's set that to the side. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I won't go over too much of the specs on the outside of the box because I figure you can kind of look at that stuff yourself online, and I'd rather show you stuff that you can't really look at. So this is about 1 foot wide, about 10 inches tall, and 29 3/4 inches long. Has a nice handle here. Has some basic information on the apps, it looks like, and technical specs. Life is about to get more awesome. I hope so. Okay, and so this is what it looks like when you open it up. Wow, that looks awesome. Really nice. So I chose to have the what is this? The slate color. So with SUPRents, you can also choose whether you want the slate or the sand. So a few more packing corners here. This is probably the charger and the owner's manual. And you got the board itself right there. And nothing else in the box. All right, so that's pretty much everything. So let's go over the small cardboard box first. So inside here, looks like you have some business cards. So from what I've read from others online, at first they didn't really carry these, but the more they ride, the more people ask them about them. So, you can pass these along to other pedestrians and have them kind of explore it for themselves. You have some Pint and OneWheel stickers here. And it looks like a owner's manual, which we'll be going over in a separate video. And then you have the charging brick and the power cord here. So let's get some specs on that charging brick. So this one is about just shy of 5 1/4 inches long, about 1 1/4 inch thick, and 2 1/4 inches wide, and really not too heavy. I'd say just like a standard laptop battery. Nothing like that Xbox brick that I actually still have an original Xbox, so nothing like that. It looks like a standard laptop charger. And then opening this up, it doesn't look like there's anything in there. Okay. So for the board, let's get some measurements on that one also. So I think the website says this is 27 inches long. So I'm gonna measure it from that top portion. Yep, so that's accurate. So from the middle here to the middle here, it's 27 inches long. Let's get the width. This is about 8 3/4 inches wide at the foot pad. Okay, the height. Just about 10.5 or 10 3/4 inches tall. Okay. So that looks pretty great. So some other things I like to get specs on because I am adding some accessories to my board, and some of the accessories I'm actually going to customize myself. Like I want to put a better light. I've heard the light, the headlight on this is not too bright at night, so I'm going to add a Picatinny rail if possible. So let's take a look at the measurements for the railing system on here, and then I'll go into the actual board itself. Whoops, drop my stand there. Okay, so for the board, sorry, trying to manage this camera here. I don't have the best setup. So for these side railings here, you're looking at about just shy of 2 inches thick or tall. All right, so it looks like 1 3/4 inches tall. And then for width, you're looking at, not including the hub, you're looking at about 1 1/4 inches thick over here. So for me, I kind of like that. I'm planning to, I don't know if this is actually going to work out, but I'm planning to put some straps here and attach a small light bag on both sides to balance out the weight, so that way I can carry, you know, a patch kit for my tire, just like I do for my bike, a small CO2 inflatable cartridge to fill up the tire if I need to, first aid kit, you know, just something really small. So there's a little bit of a gap here that I think I can do that too, but I'll be covering that in a different video. So now that we've got most of the dimensions out of the way, let's take a look at these stickers, or these pamphlets that they have on the side here. So this is their quick start guide, which is just the basics on getting on, riding, and the simple stop. Okay, some app information and where to learn more. Okay, risk of death or serious injury, hopefully not. Okay, we have, let's see, meet your foot pad, simple stop, heel lift method. Okay, so it looks like actually the from the factory, simple stop is enabled. And simple stop, if you don't know what that is, it's basically just means that when the board is leveled while you're riding and it's turned on, you just tilt backwards and the board dismounts, or tips to the side, and you can dismount from the board. But you can turn that feature off if you would like to do a different way of dismounting. So let's take a look at the tire. So the tire itself, let's get some measurements on that. I'm pretty sure the measurements are printed on the side, but I'll just get a rough measurement of the width and length of the tire. So you're looking at about, what, 6.5, 6 1/4 inches wide, and about 10.5 inches long. Okay, let's take a look at some specs here for the tire. So these are, sorry about that. These are the specs on the tire itself. Okay, looks like this uses a standard Schrader valve. So, you know, back in the day before they had Presta, it's just your typical typical valve that you'll see. And I'm trying to look for a PSI here, so I can see how much to inflate this to. Although this is already inflated from the factory. Okay, here we go. So here on the side, it says a max tire inflation of 4.0 bar. So bar to PSI, I think 1 bar is equivalent to 14 point something PSI. So if we multiply that out, this is probably a PSI of 58 for max pressure. I don't think this is pumped usually to 58 or to 4 bar, because from the videos I've been watching online, there's someone has gone through the manual, which I have not gone through yet, and I think they recommend no more than 20 PSI. So make sure you go over that manual before you inflate this, if for some reason you have to. Okay, but that's the sidewall of the tire. For racing purposes only, damn straight. And then let's turn this over to this side. And this is now the side that has the mag handle on it. So there's that latch. Okay, again, let's try to get some measurements on that latch too. I'm going to pull this down really quick. So right at the cavity where you will be slipping your hands through, it looks like it's about 4 inches wide. So I've got a pretty big hand myself. So for me, this is great. It's going to make it easy to carry. Assuming you can lift the 27 pounds, I believe this is, or 28 pounds. So that feels nice and sturdy, and that handle kind of locks into place right there. And then you got a little logo there, it looks like, on the wheel for the OneWheel too. Okay, let's take off the pamphlets and take a look at that grip and see what we can find on the type of grip they use here. So you just, if you want to keep these intact, you just peel from the bottom, it looks like. You know, just in case I go past my rental period and I decide to sell it, I like to keep all the packaging. Might get better resale value. Okay, and I'll take a quick zoom in of that paddle. So just to let you know the weight, if I let go, it tilts towards the tail. This is the non-sensor side here. So when I let go, it tilts to this side. I'm assuming because the battery is in here, so of course it's going to be heavier than the sensor. So this is what the grip looks like. I'm not a skateboarder, so I couldn't tell you if this is good or not, but it certainly feels very grippy. Okay. And by the way, if you've noticed, like, it's pretty dirty, that's just the dust from the packaging. Like, this dust here makes it look like the board is used. I can wipe that off easily. So this is a brand new board. Nothing to do with the quality of the board they gave me. It just has to do with the shipping material that was used. And then the rear. There's the grip. So here you have also a brake light on the rear. I'm not sure if you can make this a brake light and a headlight. I still have to read the manual, but you have one there. And then you have another one here. Okay. And then your third set of lights that you're going to have on this are going to be on the front side of the board. So on the sensor part. So right here, you can see where my finger is passing through. There is a bar. It might be hard to see it because it's not lit up right now. That's better. But basically, this is your status indicator bar. So this, from what I've read online, can tell you everything from if your foot is fully pressing On the sensor pad, it can tell you battery life. So I think, if the battery is half, then the lights will only show half. If it's, almost out, it will flash, almost out. It can also change the color. So usually blue is the normal mode, but if it flashes yellow or it flashes red, that could signify that there's a problem with the board. And then also the number of times that the light flashes. So for example, from what I've read, 7 flashes of yellow is different than 8 flashes of yellow. So stuff that's probably covered in the manual, but just to be aware of that, this is your main indicator. This is almost like the dash of your car to see if there's anything wrong with the board or the sensors or the motor. Okay. And I think that's pretty much it for now. So again, I'm not going to go too much into the technical specs. The next few videos I'm going to go over are the first things that they recommend that you do with the board, probably registering it online, getting it properly charged before taking your first ride. I've got some accessories that I'm going to be putting on here, so I'll film a separate video on that. And then, of course, once all that's done, we'll do a riding video. I'm going to take this to the park and start by riding this on the grass and try to just get a feel for it. But if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them below and I will try to answer them. Thanks so much.